we need to wake up fast. And more importantly, we need to grow up fast, okay? We need some courage here. We need people to open their eyes, open their minds, and not concede and freeze to fear. It can be frightening, what we're talking about here, but I tell you, it's more frightening when the knock comes on the door than if we start to get involved now. And we can start to make it much more difficult for that knock on the door to happen. Come on. We don't have forever anymore. This is not a projection. This is now. When I hear the focus on the positive people, I almost lose the will to live. What is more positive, for goodness sake, than getting involved to prevent our own enslavement? What is more empowering than to get involved to empower ourselves to prevent our own enslavement? I hear this, I hear this stuff, we must focus on the positive. Okay, so what are you going to do? Well, I'm going to focus on the positive. What does that mean? Is it positive to sit there in a cross-legged position, doing nothing, saying it'll all go away, and waiting for the knock to come on the door saying, I've got your vaccine, it's your turn? Oh, by the way, I've got a couple of heavies here in case you refuse. Is that focusing on the positive? You know what I'd say to those people? Grow up. Stop being a child and enter adulthood, because your denial, your escapism, because that's what it is in the end, It's escapism. It's I have to persuade myself that I don't have to do anything here that I really don't want to do. Well, you do. If you want to live in anything like a free world, and I'll say this to people who are focused on the positive, tell your children and grandchildren that you focused on the positive when they realize that they are going to have to live in a world, and by then we'll be living in a world, if we put the brakes on fast, which makes today look like a free and open society. Because we've not reached the point of it yet. They want a global Orwellian state that would make Orwell wince. And tell your children and grandchildren who are going to have to live in that when you have gone that you focused on the positive. Grow up. We talk about spiritual, Hillary, right? Well, what is spiritual about looking the other way while this is going on? Being spiritual is to go above fear. And I love that when people say, "Oh, you mustn't focus on the fear. It's frightening." Well, hold on a second. I thought you said you were spiritual and you let go of fear. Well, if you've let go of fear, there's nothing to be frightened of, is there? We are consciousness. We are infinite consciousness. We are all that is, has been, and ever will be. What we're having at this time is a experience in a computer program called Planet Earth and humanity, right? That's what we're having. Now, whatever happens in the experience, we are still infinite consciousness, all that has been, is, and ever will be. But the question is, do you want to have an experience that's as deeply unpleasant as this one is going to be? Do you want your children and grandchildren to have that experience, right? Because that's the question. And if you really are conscious, if you really are in touch with your, quote, higher self, then looking at the other way and conceding your right to act as necessary to fear is not going to happen, is it? The only time it's going to happen that you're going to be consumed by fear or look the other way and convince yourself that there's nothing you should do because it's all negative, the only time that you're going to be in that mode is if you are not conscious, if you are not in touch with your, quote, higher self, but if you are consumed by the body-mind, which sees everything in terms of denial, everything in terms of fear. Do you think infinite consciousness is going to look at the situation we're facing and say, it's negative, you must focus on the positive? No, it's going to say, I'm going to do what I know to be right. And what we know to be right in the face of a tyranny is to not concede ourselves to the tyranny. Peaceful, non-violent, non-cooperation, because this tyranny can only be imposed upon us if we concede ourselves to allow it. The people in full knowledge of what's going on and what they're doing, compared with the global population, is a handful. The global population, we are told, is about 7 billion people. And the 7 billion are the people who are subjected to this horror by the handful of people who in full knowledge are doing it. It can only happen with our acquiescence. There is not enough of them to do it without our acquiescence. And they have to get us to don uniforms and don dark suits to act as agents for the few to impose the will of the few upon the many. And those people in uniform and dark suits who are doing this, you look your children and grandchildren in the eye as well, and you tell them that you can justify what you're doing in relation to the world they're going to have to live in. You're helping to bring it in. What are you doing? We need to stop being in denial and start looking this in the eye. And then the billions can sort out the few who are seeking to impose a horror movie upon the rest of us. We can do it, but only if we come together and get out of denial and stop the excuses of it's negative, must focus on the positive. You know what's positive? You know what's positive thing to focus on? This tyranny not completing what it wants to complete. Tell me something more positive than that at this time.
Sorry if I tell it like it is. Sorry if I frighten you with this. Sorry if you don't like what I say. Run and hide, the truth won't go away. Now watch all your soap operas and live in denial. Pretend that I'm crazy, make fun all the while. The saddest thing is that it's all fucking true. When they're done killing us, then they'll start killing you. Sorry if the banks have made you slaves. Sorry if I go all night and day. Sorry if a Spartan screws your mind. The fluoride in the water isn't kind. Now watch all your soap operas and live in denial. Pretend that I'm crazy, make fun all the while. The saddest thing is that it's all fucking true. When they're done killing us, then they'll start killing you. Sorry for disproving 911. Sorry for the tasers and the guns. Sorry no plane hit the Pentagon. Save the fucking planet is a scam. Sorry GM foods will make you ill. Sorry if I have my own free will. Sorry if I dare to ask you why. Sorry if peace is my battle cry. Go watch all your soap operas and live in denial. Pretend that I'm crazy, make fun all the while. The saddest thing is that it's all fucking true. When they're done killing us, then they'll start killing you. Sorry for my swearing, but I
Local resident Tara Riley says she felt the full force of the law when she was stopped yesterday whilst out jogging.
to be honest, the sort of questioning was very abrupt, very aggressive. What are you doing? Which I explained, I'm out jogging. Why? This was the thing. Why are you out jogging? Because I want some exercise. Why are you doing that? And I had to say, well, because I want to lose weight, which was a bit embarrassing, but it's true. And then basically 6 or so surrounded me and just continued questioning, saying, oh, you know, you realise that you looked a bit suspicious.
Well, the actual camp is in that direction. We've had police coming down in between these rows of pear trees.
Alan Tristram says he was stopped by police 3 times going down his own road.
And then he said, have you got an identification? I said, no, I haven't. I said, and if I did have, I wouldn't show it to you, because why should I?
Not that one has to win, so one has to lose. And we can do that in our everyday lives. And sometimes, in the playing out and the equaling out of win-win, sometimes you have to say, well, I could screw you now because of the situation I'm in, but it's not right, it's not fair, and you know what, I'm going to let you have that, and I'm going to, in the face of it, lose in this situation, because it's right and just and fair in these circumstances that you should have that. And when we're making decisions like that, everything changes.
That moves away from that reptilian competitive part of the mind.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What are we competing with each other for?
Yeah.
Why are we? You know, I can understand going on the sports field and you're playing out a bit of... But why are we competing in everyday life with each other? But we are. You know, it's like success is winning. Well, in a win-lose situation, for one person to succeed, someone has to lose. Now, that's not a sane, conscious society. Example, massive example. For the banks to gain, people have to lose their homes. That's the extreme example, but that's it. I mean, any sane society would say, look, a basic right of any sane, decent society is people have a home. So how are we going to restructure this so people have a home, and the home does not become subject to in many ways, the foundation of the economy? Oh, house prices have gone up. Oh, goody, goody. More people can't afford them then. Well, you're talking about house prices going up are a good thing. House prices coming down are a good thing in a sane society, or house prices not moving. To have one of the basics of life to be an asset, a pawn of an economic gambling almost, is just insane. I mean, you know, when you take a deep breath and you look at it again, this world is bloody insane. Its level of a consciousness is shocking. Just about enough to breathe and screw the next guy next to you. That's about where most of it is.
Annie Rutter leaves court after clearing her name. One shamed cop covers his face.
It's the same old story. Everywhere you go. Somebody needs to know the truth. What do they know? When it comes right down to face, no, they haven't got a clue. No, they haven't got a clue. Icke, showering.